So I've heard from multiple sources. Here we've got alcoholics saying that during the broadcast they said the Lawrence brothers are on stock bikes. So I'm like, okay, I understand you're going over to an exhibition race, but why wouldn't you bring why wouldn't you bring just you're going to bring suspension, why wouldn't you bring a motor, right? That's not that hard to ship over there. Use last year's freaking motor, right? And then just bring it over there.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, when you look at the idea that they pack a motor up, like with the Lawrence brothers living in Florida, they pack that bike, pull the motor, put it in a bowling case, send it out west. They're rotating the motors. What's the difference between pulling a motor and rotating it California to get it rebuilt and getting it shipped back to Florida versus literally traveling with the motors overseas the same way you would just suspension, to your point?
Yeah, I somewhat kind of call it a cop out is truthfully what I call it. I do know that most of the people, I think these guys, they love their idols so much that they think that every time they throw a leg over the bike, it's do or die. It's all or nothing. And the sad truth is they're going to do more for what they're getting paid to do, which is 2020 Supercross, even this OzX deal this weekend, the amount of money that they're getting. I mean, I need to ask more questions from people to see if those guys like Tom Viall and them got show up money for Paris, which I believe they should for something like that, because entering a part of the sport where guys are going to the gala crap. I mean, how is that? Go to the gala and be like like my realtor says, you never want to buy the house that is the shittiest house on the lot, and then you also never want to buy the house that is the nicest house on the lot. So I don't know if you guys are going with that, but
well, what doesn't make sense to me is the risk of putting those guys on bikes, i.e. motor and or suspension combo, that they're not familiar with makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
The risk of injury, as we found out, right? Hunter's on the ground, Jet's on the ground. I mean, besides getting exploded by Viall, because Viall overjumped the jump and then he cleans out Hunter. But that was just a racing incident. That's nothing to do with Hunter's bike and suspension and motor combination. But I just don't understand.
Testing for Tom is what I believe that was.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I don't know. I still go back to the big question mark. Jet and Hunter, what they were riding, they didn't look comfortable. The bikes didn't, they didn't get the whole shots like they normally do. And then to hear now, again, you made the comment earlier, so I don't mean to be redundant. But what blows my mind is this. What's that?
Oh, I'm just putting a comment on there. And for everyone, Coach is having some windows done. That's why he's not in his studio at the moment. And so if anyone's listening to this just on audio and you're like, what the fuck is that noise? It should be done here shortly. And that's kind of sometimes the issue that we go through with having live shows, right? But we could also communicate with you guys live here on the air. And alcoholics, I didn't mean to cut you off, Coach.
No, you're good. You're good.
Stock 450s have enough power. True, but is it usable power, right? Like there's a bottom and there's a bog. You can't just put a factory ECU on a stock motor. Like they are all designed to go together. So I'm with Coach on it's dangerous. And you look at what happened with Hunter in the whoops. Granted, I love that there's not a 9 whoop rule at Paris or even in World Supercross, because they each had like 11 to 12 whoops, which was perfect. But when you have a factory bike with a factory motor, with a factory ECU, with factory suspension, it enables you to stay on top of them coming out of the last ones. Like if you watch the World Supercross guys and at the end of the whoops, you get this like whoop, and they can jump out 3 of them or jump out 2 of them. When you have a stock motorcycle, hypothetically, yes, Hopper's hypotheticals, this is why the privateer struggles so much, is because you enter whoops, and it doesn't matter if you're Malcolm Stewart and you're just blind and you just will drop your elbow. You'll go da 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 and then you start falling in the bottom of it. And once you start falling in the bottom of them, boom, That's what happened. And I'm assuming that's what happened to Hunter. So, yeah.
Johnny, also, you need to elaborate on the idea that a lot of those factory transmissions are not 6-speed transmissions. They're 3 or 4-speed transmissions.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing too, whether you're looking at the start, they'll put that in a second gear. It's a long tooth second gear start, pretty much so they don't have to grab a second shift